We've got Michael joining us. Michael is a certified restaurant coach, certified restaurant profit coach. He's got a really cool story. He actually started out as a client in our coaching program, and now he is a coach himself because just works so well for him. So he's a big testament to all of the techniques and how everything works. And so, um, I think we've actually told Michael's story a handful of times about, not getting stuck too much in your business and working in there, but being able to work on the business. Michael, I'm going to let you kind of give yourself a little bit of an introduction here in a moment, but I wanted to kind of set the stage for all of our, restaurant members who might be feeling a little bit stuck or, consumed by the business itself. And, Michael's got a pretty crazy story where, um, he actually has built a house in Costa Rica and often goes there and can run his business remotely because he's installed systems and processes in the business where people are running the show for him. So Michael can obviously give more details on that. So Michael, kind of give you the baton here and
Yeah,
let you
thank
do
you.
your presentation.
All right. So am I sharing my screen here?
Not yet, you are not, but you
All
probably will be
right.
soon.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. Now you are.
All right. Just want to make sure everyone can see my screen.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're good to
Welcome,
go.
everybody. Welcome, everybody, to the Restaurant Growth webinar. And this is open to everybody in the community, everybody who believes in continuous learning, continuous growth. If you're on this call, which all you guys are, it means you guys want to grow your business, increase your profits. And I just want to give you a couple tips today. Today's webinar is called Top 3 Hacks to Maximize Money and Minimize Stress in Your Restaurant. By the way, these are all hacks that I use in my own restaurant and many of my clients use in theirs. And these are my 3 top hacks. These are my favorite ones. They're super easy to implement. And these are all things that you can do. You can literally start them today. So what do you guys say we get started? Let's do a little intro first. My name is Mike Contras, and I am from Buffalo, New York. I am a certified restaurant coach, and I used to be where many of you guys are today. I used to be super deep in the pit. I was looking for help. I was looking for guidance. I was looking for anything to get me out of this hole that I was in, anything to get my restaurant profitable. I know how it is to work 12-hour days. I know how it is to not get a paycheck. The day I met Donald is the day everything changed. The when I started using the TRC method. This is exactly what I need to get myself out of this giant hole I was in. And this is why I'm coaching today. I want everyone to have a life outside the restaurant exactly like I do. I want to teach you guys how to do it. I am living proof that this thing works. Your restaurant does not have to control you. And a lot of guys on this call that the restaurant does control them. And I want to help you a little bit. I want to alleviate some of the pain points today. So what do you guys say we get started on this webinar? First, I want to talk about the TRC framework. The TRC method is really the foundation of the Restaurant Accelerator program. It's only available through Restaurant Growth. Uh, do you wish you had the combination to unlock restaurant success, get the restaurant and life you guys deserve? This is exactly what the TRC method is. It's really just a proven business model that's been tested. It's been tested over 15 years. Downs has had over 3,000 clients with this method, and it worked. It's been proven in over 23 countries. The thing works. You have to just follow the process. I have followed the framework myself, and I can tell you with 100% certainty that it does work. And this is why we have a saying: if you want to win the game, you just got to follow the frame. And the frame is always the same. It's always people, product, and process. So inside each one of these locks, there's another series of little mini locks that must be followed. And they have to be followed in sequence if you want to unlock that area. So for example, we're going to be looking at the people part. So in the people lock, you have mindset, you have hiring, and you have culture. And it's always in that combination. So once you have that lock undone, you move on to the product part. And that product piece is always food cost, menu design, and then we start opening up the marketing floodgates. That's the easiest one, and that's the most fun for me at least. Then once you have that opened, then we open the process part. And this is always accountability systems, it's strategic planning, and then this is when we get to double digit profits. And this is the exact same framework that I use myself for my own business. And again, I'm going to say this a million times today that this 1,000,000% works and it worked for me. And I've seen it work with a bunch of my clients. And this is really, I think, the only way to do double-digit profits. So here's a linear representation of the 3P framework. Just think of this as like building a house, right? So you start off by establishing a super solid foundation with the people part, and that's culture, which is the most important piece of the puzzle. And then you add the walls, and that's the product part. And then finally you add the roof, and you protect everything with it with the process part, right? So everybody in this call, I'm sure you heard the saying that when they say, you need to work more on your business and less in your business. But nobody really tells you how to do that, right? Like, how do you do that? I can tell you how you can't do it. You can't do it by following checklists or listening to just like a motivational speaker, right? It's really about creating smart habits. It's about creating strong mindsets and a solid framework that you can use because you want to grow exponentially. Okay? So here you can see all the workshops that live inside the Restaurant Accelerator. This is where Donald teaches you exactly how to unlock each framework step by step. So how about we start with how about we follow tradition, right? And start off with a quote. Yes? Okay. So this is my favorite quote ever. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your system. So what does this mean for everybody, right? What can we extract from this? This to me, this means achieving your goals isn't about setting giant aspirations. It's really about your systems, habits, and processes you have in place to get there. No matter how ambitious your goals are, if your systems are weak, if they're inconsistent, you'll only perform as well as they allow. Success is built really on the foundation of strong, effective systems, not just these giant, lofty goals. Okay? So, what do you guys say we get started? Shall we? All right. So, these are the 3 hacks that I love. So, this is hack number 1. It's called the gift card hack. And I use this constantly in my restaurant. And this has been one of the biggest successes ever. And I can give you guys a million examples of how this thing works. First off, so I want to ask you guys a question. When you guys mess up a guest order or a complaint, how do you deal with it? Like, what do we do? Do we apologize? Do we take it off the bill? What do we do? Do you run in the office? Do you hide? Do you let the servers deal with this? I know a lot of people do it, and I've been guilty of this myself. I just didn't want to deal with it, either from like embarrassment or you're just tired, you're just mentally exhausted, you don't want to deal with this. But let's think outside the box for a minute, right? Like, what is our goal here? What was our goal? Our goal is to turn unhappy guests into loyal customers who return and spend more money, right? Studies show unhappy guests who are taken care of spend more money on average than regular customers, and this is true. This is 100% fact. So we want them to leave our restaurant happy, even if they had a bad experience. Okay. So how do we do that? We do this with the red gift card hack. Okay. So this is how it works. You're going to create a laminated red gift card worth $20 to $30, just depending on what feels appropriate for your restaurant. If it's a smaller takeout spot, do like a $10 or $15 gift card. And then you want to present the red card to a guest whenever you feel they're not going to return without a positive gesture. Like if you mess up their order big time, like if they wanted a steak, for example, well done and it's rare and it's bloody and they're really mad about it, or if you guys just completely messed up the order, right? Anything that you think is going to make the guest feel negative about your restaurant to the point where they're going to write a bad Google review. Okay, so this is when you present the red gift card, and when this happens, you as the owner, or if you're not there, the manager should be presenting the card to the unhappy guest. You want to apologize and you want to own your mistake. You need to really own this, and you want to let the guests feel it. You want to feel your sincerity. You have to be completely sincere with the guests. And this is also where role playing is important. Like, for example, you want to grab all your servers and you want to be the angry guest, and you want to practice with the servers how this would work and how they would present the card. And this is just all role playing. Okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna comp the dish and then you're gonna give the gift card. And then the customer will come back and spend that gift card and spend more money. So your goal is really to have the unhappy guests come back. Your goal is to not have them write a negative Google review, right? Because really a Google review is the unhappy guest having the last word, and it's definitely not what you want. Okay. So just, another way to think of this is like, for example, if the average check is $100 per table, right? You're going to give out a $25 gift card, which you're thinking, oh my God, I'm giving $25, but you're really not giving $25. That $25 gift card really only costs you $7 because your food cost is really 28%, right? Between 25 and 28%. So that $25 gift card is really only costing you $7 in food. Okay. But the key to all this is you need to treat that guest, you need to treat them like loyalty when you present the card. Like you need to treat them with loyalty, even when the guest comes back and presents the card for payment. You need to check on them, check how their experience was. This is really staying on top of the guest experience. Okay. And you as the owner, if you're there, you should personally check on their experience. Okay. And this is the red gift card hack. So real quick, math time, take 10 seconds. Again, if the average check per table is $100, the $25 gift card is really costing you $7. And if your food costs 20%, it's $7. This is a hack you do not want to sleep on. Imagine if your average check was $200. You're going to give a $50 gift card. A $50 gift card is only costing you $14 in food. Okay? So are you guys getting this? This is an amazing hack that people do not use this enough. This is something that I use all the time in my store, and people love this. So this is called the red hack. Okay? But there's more to this gift card hack. There's more. There's a blue card hack. This is completely different. It's complete opposite of the red card hack. So the blue card hack, the purpose of the blue card hack is to proactively bring in new lifetime guests to your restaurant. This is you actively bringing in new guests. Okay? You are going to create now a blue laminated card, and you're going to keep them everywhere with you. You're going to make hundreds of these things. You're going to keep them in your car. You're going to keep them in your wallet, in your office, in your home. Put a handful of them in your wife's purse. And what you want to do is you want to hand them out to people when you meet them. Anywhere, really, like a cashier at a gas station, at a barber shop, at the dentist office, at the garage where you're getting your car fixed. You're going to be doing this constantly. This is going to be a lifetime thing for you as long as you own the restaurant, right? So like what are you now doing now that you're doing the gift card hack, right? You're now turning everyday interactions with people, you're turning them into opportunities to grow your business base. And this is something, again, I do this all day long. I can give you a million examples. The first time I started doing this, when I took my car in to go get fixed, while I was waiting for my car, I handed out the gift cards to everybody that worked in the car dealership. And since then, just about every Friday, they put in a big sandwich order every Friday, at least 20, 25 sandwiches. Still to this day, 3 years later, I still have them as a customer. So this cost me $7, and I've made thousands of dollars from this just from that one time doing the gift card. And this happens all the time. I have blue cards come in at least once a day for my business. So just think of this as active marketing, but with a personal touch. And the other thing I want to add for these gift cards is when you're printing up these gift cards, put your QR code of your menu in the back, just so someone, so you can link your menu to this gift card and people can look at your menu. And you probably want to know where you order them from. So I order them from Vistaprint, and make sure you get the credit card ones. Don't get the cheap business card ones because they look really cheap. Get the nice ones. They only cost like a quarter a piece. Really not a big deal. Okay. So why does the gift card hack work, right? So for unhappy guests, it shows you care and you're willing to own your mistakes. It also builds trust and ensures their return. For new guests, it acts as a warm intro to your restaurant. It also encourages them to try you out with no risk. Okay. So the big picture is this creates goodwill and increases customer retention. It also builds lifetime loyalty to your restaurant. The key takeaway to all this is gifts aren't just compensation for your restaurant, right? They're an investment in your restaurant's future. Use them strategically and watch your customers grow and watch your profit grow. Your sales are going to grow from this as well. And this is going to be a lot of word of mouth as well. Okay. So please do not sleep on this hack. Literally, when this phone call is done, get on, make your gift cards and get them ordered. Okay. So this was hack number 1. All right. Let's get to hack number two. These are all my favorite hacks, but this is my favorite hack as well. So this is the meta glasses hack. If you guys ever watch any videos with Donald, I know he talks about this sometimes, but I've used this. I use this in my restaurant all the time, and all of my clients use this as well. So this is called the meta glasses hack. All right. How many of you guys have ever said, I trained them? I train my people. I train them, but then you find out they don't really do it the way you showed them, or they forgot, right? We've all been there, including myself. I'm totally guilty of it. You spend time training somebody, you show them exactly how to do it, and then like a week later, they're completely doing something different, right? Also, how many times the cook thought they remembered the recipe and then they changed it on you? It's not their fault. This is a huge issue in consistency, huge. The secret to any great restaurant really is repeatability. If a guest comes in today, tomorrow, next month, next year, their meal should taste exactly the same as when they came in the first time. How many times have you told Joe to train Eddie, only to realize Joe taught him his way and not the way? Peer-to-peer training is fine in theory, it's fine on paper, but in practice, it just leads to inconsistency. One cook passes down the shortcuts, and over time, the original method gets lost. How many times have you guys personally shown a server how to split a check and credit card on the POS system? I know I've done this a million times. And then minutes later, they ask for you to show them how to do it again. POS training is one of the biggest bottlenecks in any restaurant. Every time someone asks you to repeat a simple task, it just takes away from running your business. And this is something that you do not want to do all the time, right? So now, guys, imagine if you had a system where you never ever had to repeat yourself again. A system that will ensure every team member learns the right way every time. Okay, so this is where meta glasses come in. With these meta glasses, you can literally record the right way once. And then you make it mandatory for everybody to watch before they even start their hands-on training. There's no more inconsistencies, no more waste of time, just super smooth, efficient operations. And I use these all the time. Okay, meta glasses are a game changer in restaurants. By the way, does everybody know what meta glasses are? That when I'm talking about meta glasses, they're basically just glasses with cameras in the frames that record. And the video goes automatically to your phone. It can automatically upload on Instagram, on YouTube, on any social media as well. But when you record something, it just goes in your photos on your phone. It's really that simple. You know, you can build a giant library very fast. So with that being said, how many of us hate training? I know 100% I do, right? Like you show someone how to do something once, a week later, they're doing it their way. Or even worse, they come back to you, they're asking the same question over and over again. That's not really training, that is babysitting. And if you want to grow your business and you want to scale, you don't want to be the babysitter. We need to end this once and for all. And how do we fix this? So we're going to fix this with meta glasses. And again, I use these all the time in my restaurant. These have been one of the biggest game changers for me. So imagine being able to literally record every key process in your restaurant exactly the way that you want it done. Not the cook, but you. Cooking, plating, POS training, cleaning, pre-shift meetings, anything you can think of. So instead of you repeating yourself, you're going to tell the team, watch this video first, and then I'm going to train you, right? Now training becomes scalable, right? So whether you're training 2 people or 100 people, or you're hiring 2 people or 100 people or 1,000,000 people, they all get the same training every single time. Everybody's trained the exact same way, okay? Imagine opening multiple locations and you already have a training library. This is priceless, okay? So I want to talk about why this works, okay? On average, people forget about 80% of what they learn within 24 hours if it's not reinforced. 80%. With meta glasses, they don't have to rely on memory at all. If they need a refresher, they will rewatch the video. And it's not really, so this isn't really about making perfect videos because everybody wants to make the perfect video. Like they don't need to be fancy. They don't need to have music. It doesn't have to be a perfect background or anything. They just need to be clear, simple, and show the right way to do whatever task you want. If you wait for perfect, you're never going to get it. Done is always better than perfect. Think of this as just as you're building a system, you're building a house. You're not just recording a few videos, okay? So you're building your system, you're laying the foundation down for your training. Now you're creating a training machine for your restaurant. A training machine that will work without you having to repeat yourself every day, okay? And once you build it, training will just take care of itself. Okay, now this was the why. So now that we understand why this is a game changer, let's break down how we're going to implement this in your restaurant. How to use meta glasses for maximum impact. We're going to make the training stick. Most restaurants, including myself, used to train like this. You throw them in the fire and you hope that they figure it out. This is total classic shadow training. So they call it shadow training. Shadow this guy for a few shifts and he's going to learn. And then we get mad at him when he doesn't learn the correct way, right? This way is inconsistent. It's frustrating and it always leads to bad habits. And then we wonder why people do things they do, right? Why are they doing it their way, not my way? With meta glasses, we take control of training. And this is how, okay? We're going to record every task from a first person view. Cooking, plating, POS training, cleaning procedures, everything. Then we're gonna capture pre-shift meetings and team discussions as well. So when you're doing any pre-shifts, anything, even meetings, you're gonna record those as well. You're gonna throw them up on your YouTube channel. You don't have to repeat yourself 10 times a week. Also, you're gonna make it mandatory for all new hires to watch your videos before hands-on training. Nobody should touch anything until they've seen how it's done. And this is going to be a non-negotiable once you start getting these videos up. Nobody touches anything until they watch a video, okay? Completely 100% non-negotiable. And the secret is you want to make your training foolproof, right? There's no figuring out as you go. There's no learning on the fly. Guys, these days are over now that you have these meta glasses, and I hope all you guys get them when we get off this call. You train them once, you're going to train them exactly how you want it done. There's no more compromising for anything. There's no more excuses. When somebody forgets, instead of wasting your time, they're just going to rewatch a video and they're going to refresh themselves. And a lot of you guys are asking, like, oh, what about retention? What if they forget? People retain 6 times more when they watch and do versus just listening. So you want them to watch and do, not just listening. People can listen to you all day long. Watching a meta glasses video plus hands-on training equals better results and faster results, right? This completely eliminates the I forgot excuse. No one will ever forget anything again. There's really no excuse to forget anything. Everything is at their disposal. And also I want to stress this, you do not want to overthink your videos at all. They don't need to be perfect. Forget the lighting, the editing, like you're not making a Hollywood movie. They just need to be clear. They need to be effective. Show exactly what needs to be done, and that is it. No fluff, nothing else. Just clear, concise, and done. And this is exactly how you train scaling, how you scale training without losing quality. Whether it's, like we said, 2 people or 100 people, they all get the same training. It's always done the right way. You're not relying on random team members to train new hires their own way. This is your process. This is your way. This is every single time. Okay? So now that you see how easy it is to implement, let's talk about reinforcing this training and building a video library. And this video library, it's going to run the restaurant for you, okay? Train once, use forever. The power of the video library. We all know restaurant training is a revolving door. I used to think this is just a normal way of having a restaurant. You teach someone a task, they do it for a while, they forget, they leave. The next person comes in. Guess what? You're starting all over again. That's not training. This is just a complete waste of time. And what's the solution to this? The solution is we want to build a training library. So instead of constantly repeating yourself, we're going to create a permanent video system that trains staff for you. Every key process, recipes, cleaning procedures, POS, everything gets a quick, simple meta glasses video. Once we have these videos, we're going to store them all in a private YouTube playlist. Super easy to create, and only your team can access this. So it's not going to be a public playlist. It's going to be private. So whoever has a link can watch this. And training stops being a one-time event, and this becomes an on-demand, it becomes a repeatable and scalable event. And this is exactly what you need if you want to grow. Okay? QR codes. Guys, QR codes take this hack to the next level. Mike, how do people view my training videos? Like, how do they view them? Like, this is what a lot of my clients ask me. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna print a QR code sticker with a link to that YouTube video, and we're gonna place it right where that task happens. Okay. So if you're recording a recipe video, you're gonna stick that QR code sticker on the inside of the prep table door. If you're recording a dishwashing procedure, you're gonna put that on the wall right next to the sink. If you're recording anything about anything about the POS, you're gonna put that right next to the register. Now, if somebody forgets how to do something, instead of bugging you or asking a million times, they just scan the code and they're watching the video. This is completely an easy way to train somebody. This is training enforcement, okay? And training enforcement equals fewer mistakes. With videos, your team can refresh their memory really anytime, anywhere. Instead of correcting mistakes, you prevent them from happening in the first place. The goal for this is super, super simple. We just want consistency. When everybody learns the same way, you virtually eliminate all the bad habits. Customers will always get the same quality experience every single time. And you stop wasting time on things that you've explained a million times before. Okay? Now, you guys are thinking, how many videos do I have to make? Do I have to make 100 videos, 200 videos? Like, I just don't have time. I have to run my restaurant. What if I told you you didn't have to make all the training videos yourself? What if your team can help you create them? What if they can get rewarded for it? Let's turn your team into a training machine. What if you didn't have to create all the training videos yourself? We're all busy. We're all running restaurants. We all don't have time to record every single video. I know that. But your team has time. And the best way to scale your training system and to scale it fast is to get your team involved. And this is how we are going to make it happen. Okay? We're going to create a simple template for training videos. We're going to keep it stupid simple. Step 1, step 2, step 3. No BS. None of that. Just the process. Super simple. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to let anybody on the team record them using the Meta glasses, or they can even use their phone if they want. Really not a big deal. Again, the goal is not perfection. It's clarity. Okay? We're going to ask team members to record key procedures. Your prep cook is going to record how to properly clean the fryer. Your best server is going to record how to handle large tables. Your bartender is going to record how to batch cocktails. So again, instead of you doing everything, your team is literally training each other to do it. Also, make it worth their time. You want your team to actually participate. You want to give them a reason to care. And most of them want to care and they want to participate. Offer them a bonus, offer them a store credit, a day off. Every training video they make, give them something. Give them a reward. I have a client, actually Joe from Roost Chicken. Every time one of his team members makes a video, he gives them a $10 food credit for his store. And again, this isn't just about training. It's about empowering your team. You want them to take ownership of their roles. And a lot of them want to do it. They just don't have the opportunity to do it. You guys aren't presenting this opportunity to them. And the result of all this is the training system will just automatically start running itself. New hires get trained the right way. They get trained the right way every single time. Your best employees now set the standard for how things should be done because they're the ones making the videos. Your team becomes more engaged and you stop wasting time repeating yourself. This is how you build a restaurant that runs like a machine. When training is consistent, your team performs a million times better. Your food is more consistent and you finally get out of the cycle of repeating yourself over and over and over again. Set up your training systems once and let them work for you. So you can focus on growing your business instead of fixing mistakes, the same mistakes over and over again. Okay? I also want to mention the Meta glasses. They're killer for any of your social media stuff. Instagram, you can record live videos with your Meta glasses. You can post them directly on your Instagram account from your glasses. There's no need to like go on your phone and make a post. They'll automatically go on there as well. Really look into them, and I want everybody in this call to, when they're done with this call, to order the Meta glasses. Are completely worth it. Okay, that was hack number 2. All right, so now we are on hack number 3. This is called the Video Ask hack, and this is my number 1 time saver app right here. Video Ask. You guys are gonna remember this name. Stop wasting time on bad interviews. Okay. What is your time really worth? Guys, how many times have you sat down for an interview with anybody and you just know within like 10 seconds if this person was a fit or not? How many times? I know this happened to me constantly over a million times. How many of us have ever done this great idea of open hiring, right? Just the whole day. Anybody can just come in whenever they want and just come in there and they're getting interviewed. Total waste of time without finding anything good. Hiring today is broken. It's a total disaster. Here is the problem with hiring. There's too many unqualified applicants, way too many. People are just putting resumes all over the place, even if they're not qualified. Wasted hours on interviews that lead to nowhere, and people who ghost you or show up with zero energy. And this used to be 99% of the people that would come in for an interview if they didn't ghost me. So now imagine this. What if you can see and hear a candidate before you ever waste time bringing them in for the actual interview, before you even wasted your time? You'd know if they were worth your time before they walk through the door. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. And this is exactly what I do. How Video Ask changes the game. Welcome to Smarter Hiring. All right, guys, I'm going to show you how the pros do it. This is called Video Ask, and this is how it works. Step one, you're going to send a candidate, whoever applies, and even if it's Indeed, you're gonna set this up. So you're gonna be sending this Video Ask link with a few key questions. And again, the Video Ask link is something that I auto reply with when I'm doing Indeed. It's an auto reply for thank you for applying to my restaurant. Please click this link to know more. And when they click the link, it automatically goes to Video Ask. Okay. And this way you want to start testing potential new hires this way. So them doing this is it's a tiny hoop they have to go through to get through the interview at first. It takes like a minute. You'll weed out a lot of people because a lot of people just don't want to be bothered by doing something like this. And people like this, do you really want them at your restaurant, right? 100% we do not want to get them. Step number 2, we want them to record their answers on Video Ask. So they can either record their answers on video or in audio form. This way you can see or hear their energy. You can feel their attitude. You can see their communication skills or hear their communication skills. Then step 3, you want to watch their responses and then you want to decide, is this somebody I really want to work with? Really, like you're gonna actually see them in action on these videos that they're gonna send to you. And that's really it. There's no more endless applications. You're not gonna waste any more time doing interviews. There's no more dead fish personality sneaking through your door. This is exactly how you're going to build a team of A players. And I know this because I have A players on my team, and this is exactly how I got them with Video Ask. And your goal is always to hire A players. And having all A players, the culture is completely different than having B or C players. A players do not call in. You never have to go on Indeed and get applications anymore. A players know other A players and they always want jobs. You're always going to have you're going to have a revolving door of A players that want to come in and work for you. Okay. So this is something that you want to do. You want to do this Video Ask. And again, hiring, think of it as dating, right? Like you don't marry somebody after you have one coffee. You always test the water first. You want to test them. And this is Video Ask. Video Ask is really testing somebody first. All right, key questions. So we want to separate the A players from time wasters, okay? Let's talk about what we're actually going to ask in the pre-screening. So it's not about the resume because we don't care about the resume, right? 90% of why we hire people is for personality. And this is something that I've learned just working with Donald. 90% is personality, 10% is experience. I'd probably say less than 10%. So it's really not about their resume, it's about their attitude, it's about their energy, and it's about the fit for your culture. So these are the questions that I recommend, and these are the questions that I use myself personally. Why do you want to work here? That's my first question. If anybody is like, because I need a job, I need the money, like delete instantly. I don't even get to the next question with them. So that's always the first question. And you can tell a lot by how a person answers this question. My second question is always, what's the best team you've ever been a part of? And this is going to show you if they really understand teamwork, just how they answer it. If they say team, if they say I love being part of the team and I love being part of this culture, it's good, right? So you're gonna really start weeding people out after the second question. The third question is, how do you handle difficult customers? If they struggle to answer this question, if they don't really give you a clear answer, they've never really struggled on the floor before. They've never really handled difficult guests before. Just keep that in mind. The fourth question I always ask is, what does great service mean to you? And this will tell you everything about their work ethic. Okay. And there's another question that I always ask. It's not on here. So another question that I always ask is, how do you respond to criticism? And this is a funny question because everybody answers it differently. And this is a question I just recently added into my video ask applications. But look, if they can't answer these questions with confidence and energy on video, then they're not going to magically do these amazing things in your restaurant. If there's no energy and there's no passion in their answers, there's just no interview. It's simple as that. So are you guys ready to make hiring smarter? You're gonna have two choices right now, right? You're gonna keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna waste hours on interviews, dealing with bad hires, stressing over staffing, or start using Video Ask. Hire smarter. Filter out the time wasters before they waste your time. Video Ask is super easy to use. It works. It's $24 a month. Okay? It's $24 a month. It's $24 worth your time. It's definitely worth my time, that's for sure. And listen, nobody really knows about this hack. Like I've never heard anybody using this before until I've told them about this. Okay? So get on the wagon now and start doing this before anybody else does this. Better hiring equals less stress equals more profits. So are you going to stay stuck or are you going to like step it up? It's up to you guys. So make the move because time is ticking. All right. So this is the end of my presentation. Hope you guys liked it. This stuff is just really the tip of the iceberg. And this is like what you get when you get like a real restaurant coach. There's so much knowledge and experience I want to share with you guys. I really want to help your restaurant thrive, and reach out to me anytime you guys want. I've literally been in this shit, believe me. I was in a place that I never want to be in again. And trust me, I feel your pain. Okay. Before we leave, I want to explain the difference between webinar training and restaurant training. So there's different types of coaching programs. Okay, so we got books, we got podcasts, and YouTube videos. And these are really a 40,000 foot view. So at this altitude, you're getting like a very broad overview. It's a great way to understand concepts, theories, and ideas. But the info is pretty high level stuff, right? You can see the big picture, but you're not really close enough to see the finer details. And then we get a little bit closer with webinars. Like with webinars, you're at like 30,000 feet. You're a little bit closer. You're still not in the weeds, but you're getting practical advice, things that you can put into action. But you have to have great habits and great discipline to do this. With group mastermind calls, you're at like 10,000 feet. So you're getting a lot closer. You have group accountability. You have access to more tools. You can tackle harder things, more complex problems. You're still above the weeds, but you're much closer. One-on-one coaching is completely different. You are literally on the runway. Don always says this, but this is where the rubber meets the road. You're on the ground, you're completely immersed with coaching. And this is where you're going to see the most tangible and fastest results. These are the results that I saw myself personally. And I can tell you, I would never be anywhere as close as where I am today if it wasn't for one-on-one coaching. I went from zero profits, literally zero, negative. I was negative profits. Now I'm over 20% every single month. I have the tools and I have the habits and I can conquer anything. And I'd love to show you how I got there. And I owe all to this to one-on-one coaching. By the way, my next slide, I was a little reluctant to show you, but I really want to show you guys where I got to with coaching and this whole process. Okay, with all these little things that I've been doing. So this is a picture of my house in Costa Rica. Okay, this is my vacation house. This is a house for my family, and this is a house for my friends. I paid cash for this house. Okay, I paid $450,000 cash for this. It's all paid for. This house, and I'm not by any means saying this to brag at all to make anybody feel like shit. I want to show you guys where I got to from using the system. This house is literally in the best part of Costa Rica. It's in a town called La Fortuna. My back porch overlooks Arenal volcano. It's an unobstructed view of this beautiful volcano, beautiful volcano, right? I literally drink coffee every morning. In my view is a volcano. There's sloths, there's toucans, there's monkeys everywhere. This is my view every morning when I wake up. And I would have never dreamed this in a million years. I would have never, if you would have told me 4 years ago I would have a house in Costa Rica, staring at a volcano and watching monkeys and birds, I would have never believed you. And I'm not pitching you guys any kind of bullshit because I was in this deeper than most of you guys right now. Okay. I was super deep in this. I came to Costa Rica on vacation with my wife 3 years ago, and we're staying at like a little resort. And we're our first day there, we're drinking coffee outside and we're looking at this beautiful volcano, right? It's beautiful flowers and trees and plants. And I told her just out of the blue, I said, why are people getting to enjoy this view every single day of their life and why are we not? And I promised her that I'm gonna build a house here one day and we're gonna have this view every morning. We're gonna be drinking our coffee, looking at this view every morning. And I told her, I'm gonna do this because nobody's gonna outwork me. From this point on, nobody is going to outwork me. Okay. So my point is, this is all about decisions that you make throughout the day. It's all about decisions you make throughout your week, throughout the year. It's all about smart, calculated decisions that will buy you freedom. It has bought me freedom. I was there. Don't walk into your restaurant every day like it's fucking Groundhog Day. Okay. Have a plan. Have a plan every single day when you walk in that restaurant. I busted my ass following my plan. I followed this framework, and here we are. Guys, my team that I have now, they will literally go to war with me. 100% A players. I have no B players. I have no C players. I have all A players in my team. I have this solely because of my one-on-one coaching with Donald. I literally owe this house to him. He gave me profits. He gave me a strong mindset. He gave me a will to conquer anything, to dream giant, and to take giant steps in huge action. And that's exactly what I did. I remember the time when I used to try to place my order with my US Foods guy, and my app wasn't working. I just could not place an order. He wasn't answering the phone. This is because I owed so much money to US Foods. I owed 2 months of invoices. They just cut me off. I couldn't get orders in anymore. He wouldn't answer my calls, my rep. I remember arguing with my wife every single night. She kept saying I wasn't present. It was constant stress every single day. Shit was breaking, equipment was breaking. I had no money to fix anything. My restaurant owed me. It owned me, literally. I'm still coaching with Donald, still to this day, 4 years later. Okay. If you want to be the best, if you want to be the best in your restaurant, you need to be coached by the best. Get a coach. It's really that simple, guys. Okay. Thank you. And that's my presentation. If you guys want to learn more about coaching, reach out to Luke. Don't hesitate. Time is ticking. Okay. And I want to thank all you guys for being here, being part of this community, and being here today listening to me. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you very much.